What up, what up, what up? Dante with Barstool Backstage here with the incredibly busy Matt and Eli of Two Friends. What's up, fellas?
How we doing? Good to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Dude, thank you guys for making this work. This has been almost a year in the making.
Oh, yeah.
It's every time it was almost, it never came, but here we are.
So, a little backstory on this. You guys played Forward this summer, twice actually. The second time was possibly the best party of all time.
Hell yeah.
You guys had,
Oh, yeah.
You guys had Logan Paul and the Paul Boys behind you in the DJ booth. Portnoy was there, who you guys took a very unfortunate picture with.
Yeah, that all. There's a funny story about that, too. Our tour manager taps us on the back of the shoulder and goes, Portnoy's here. He wants to come out at the end for a family photo. And we're like, oh, really? Sure. So at the end, we're like, all right, let's take a picture. Like, and we have a special guest, Dave, come on out here. And then we learned our tour manager was just messing with us, and he had never asked to be in that picture. But he said he knew the only way to get it was just to pretend.
It's the truth. If he didn't say that, there's no way I would have called him.
Yeah, if he said, hey, you should do that, we'd be like, no, we don't want to bother him. But so he made it seem like, no, he's been asking.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's news to me. I'm surprised he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, he posed for a picture, and we'll post it on this. You
I
guys
think
look
we were
great.
all a little bit sweaty for sure.
No, you guys
Long
look
night.
great. The crowd looks amazing. He looks. He's had better pictures.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Brianna Chicken Fry was there. I know you guys know her. It was a hell of a night.
Insane night.
You guys threw one of the best parties ever, and we had this interview scheduled, and things just didn't work out.
I think we had a show right before it
Yeah,
in Pennsylvania, the middle of Pennsylvania. I don't even know where.
Lewisburg.
And then our flight was like 5 minutes late, and then like the driver, it was so crowded down in that area of Cleveland, and we like drove around. We're like, what is going on? So when we were like 10 minutes late for the set, absolute chaos. And then I think we tried to do it after, but it was like belligerent. Everyone was chaos.
Yeah.
It was just people going in and out, and so this is proper, and we're stoked to make it happen.
We'll see. We're here at the legendary Aragon in Chicago. This is, without a doubt, my favorite venue in Chicago for so many reasons. It's got incredible history. The ambiance, the acoustics are unbelievable. I mean, you guys sold 5,000 tickets tonight. Like, do you have
Crazy.
any idea what you're in for?
Crazy.
Yeah, we were here almost exactly 2 years ago. We were here doing a co-headline show with Matoma, and this was just obviously a highlight of that tour. And then to come back and sell it out was pretty wild.
Yeah,
Like,
this place is crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the ceiling, like being black, it just makes it look like it's outdoors. It looks like an arena. It's sick.
So this was actually like Al Capone's spot back in the day.
that's what we heard.
He used to do big band shows and extravagant parties. There's a tunnel that leads from here to, he's got a bar down the street called Green Door Tavern. He's dead. So, but it was his bar. It was a speakeasy and all that. So this place is dope. It's going to go off tonight. I walked in and saw the production you guys have is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was I guess it was almost a year ago, because everyone was like, oh, when's COVID gonna end, whatever, and we're like planning this tour, and we're like, well, we got to go big, but we had no clue when we're out of COVID, like, are people gonna want to go to concerts, like what's gonna be the vibe, and we're just like, let's go big, let's see what happens, and went for it, and it's been sick.
How's the response been?
I mean, it's been amazing. It was like we had so much time during COVID to just, I think in a good way, kind of get creative, have some, we weren't doing shows for a year and a half, but we would still have all these ideas for what we could do when we get back. And to kind of see it all come to life has been awesome. And, to go from, for instance, Chicago, I guess we were here for a festival, but pretty much most of these cities on this tour, we haven't been in 2 years.
Yeah.
And so, to see everyone come out and just show
Had
up.
time to like figure out like what you actually want the tour to look like. So it's the Adventureland Tour, so like it kind of revolves around like almost like a Ferris wheel, almost roller coaster looking rings, and can actually put the thought into it. So that was, I guess, the benefit of the shutdown period.
And tonight especially too, just because it's a bigger room and a bigger venue, like we have the extra production going too. We got some special surprises.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a good night.
I can't wait. Speaking of all the downtime, what were you guys up to while you weren't able to play live shows?
I mean, so our last tour, like tour, the first time we were ever on a bus tour, ended like a week before March 14th, 2020 is when kind of things shut down. Our last show was like March 9th.
Oh,
So it was like
right up to
perfect
it.
time, and we were so tired, and we're like, all right, you know what? Maybe it's a blessing. But really after that, we kind of just stayed on it, and we were just in the studio because we love being in the studio. That's why most people in this world start. And it's like, all right, we finally have time. Let's like, do as much as we can.
No, I think, yeah, what he was saying is, before COVID, it was, it wasn't always like it, but it felt short-term focused of like, we're just so busy that it's hard to plan so far ahead. We know what maybe the next one song is, and we know the next couple months of shows, but like, you're just so in the grind that it's hard to really take a step back and, think outside the box. So I think if anything, that also gave us a chance to reset, work on so much new music, kind of not feel as rushed, and not have when we're in the studio, now we have like a couple days in the studio, but then we have the weekend of shows looming over us, and it's like, even the days where you are in the studio, it's a little stressful because you're like, So I think if anything, it just gave us a chance to kind of tackle things with a fresh approach and get creative and take our time a little bit, which I think has led to some cool things, such as this whole tour.
Well, I mean, studio time is notoriously at warp speed, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Even on this tour, like, you go to sleep at earliest, like 2:30, 3, because the shows go, you have to shower, whatever. You wake up like way later than we normally would in the studio and get into the venue, like start our day. And it's like, oh man, like we have no time because the meet and greets start, everything starts, sound checks. So you just we get on a couch, get on our laptops. But when we're actually home, like, during COVID, like you could do a lot in a day. It's amazing.
that's great. So obviously you guys have diehard fans that have, been with you guys since day one. For people that aren't super familiar with Two Friends, how would you kind of describe what your sound is?
Want to take this one?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's definitely changed a little bit over the years. So it's, I'd say we used to feel like we had a definitive answer to that question. Like, well, our song is, Swedish progressive house influence, blah, blah, blah. Like now it's like, I think we found a cool spot where like, we have a lot of influences. Our songs don't always sound the exact same, obviously, but I think, there is a little bit of, we like to put in a little bit of Two Friends sauce in each song.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see people realize that even if one song is a little more meant for the dance floor, a little clubbier, and one is a little more alternative, some rock influences, I think,
the goal is to just make it sound like it's Two Friends,
Yeah.
And obviously there's that whole side of it. There's remixes, there's big booty mixes. So kind of we run the gauntlet in whatever you want, you can probably find.
And I think at a show like tonight, you'll kind of see the whole spectrum of what we play. It's a party, but you'll hear our original stuff. You'll hear remixes, bootlegs, mashups.
Saxophonist Casey, it's going to be sick.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
like
The man.
one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
He's a crazy.
He's a good
I
dude.
crushes
He's
it.
crushing it.
I actually didn't see him backstage. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
see
no,
him.
he's here.
It's
He's-
actually because he's from here. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
his first day back home, so he's home and
Saw the
now
wife and kids.
Came for sound check, went back, and now he's coming back before the show.
He's so good. The show you guys played in the downpour that I sadly wasn't at.
Oh, yeah.
He,
Legendary.
He stole that show.
Yeah.
It was like
Legendary night.
it was
Oh,
like
man.
music video. Back to kind of the origin story, you guys. So you guys met each other in high school? Was it before
Middle
high
school.
Middle
Middle
school.
school, yeah.
So you guys have known each other that long.
Since 2005.
2005.
So more than half our lives.
Yeah, that's weird.
So why the name Two Friends and not the Friendly Giants?
So there you go. So that's the callback. That's deep in the vault. That's I started making like bad mashups in what
There's some
year?
good ones.
There's a couple good ones, like 10th grade.
Junior year.
Isn't that
Ten-
everyone's story though?
Yes, exactly. And then it kind of got to a point where I'm like, all right, this is fun to mess around with, but like it's not going anywhere. Matt, not only was he my best friend, but he also, played guitar, would sang a little bit in the choir.
I was the worst in it. I was in it though.
And we would both just when we would hang out, sometimes we would mess around with music stuff. And so we actually, about the name, we came up with a name before we ever made a song. That was like the most, we would just sit in the back of class together and be like, all right, like we're going to be this duo. Like, what's our name? We would go through so many names and just.
I remember we had like a notepad, and it was like most of them were like trying to be like these cool, sexy European names that didn't mean anything. Like every single one was like a rip off of Avicii. Like
Yeah,
moving the
we're like,
letters
what's
around.
so we like use like
Bachachi.
yeah, try to sound like a European random word, and then we
And we're like, this all feels weird.
and then it kind of was just a joke. We're like, well, let's just be two friends,
And
then,
we were the two friends.
and
at
like
the
it did,
time.
you know, at the time also. No, like we didn't even have music, so no one even no one
Yeah,
cared.
it's like-
So we're like, okay, I guess this is our big announcement. Like,
Yeah.
and then we dropped the. We got inspired by Justin Timberlake and The Social Network.
But no, then
Love
we
it.
kind of worked backwards, I guess. Have the name, have the concept, and then learn to do this. You know.
So what inspired or kind of put you guys on the track with? Obviously, the Big Booty stuff blew you guys up. Where did that all come
That
from?
kind of started as a random idea too, where we liked making mashups, but we kind of could see that like there was kind of a ceiling for them if you were just doing sort of like individual mashups. So we kind of had the idea, we're like, okay, you know, we're starting to make a little more electronic music. What if we do it as like a continuous hour-long set, just back-to-back mashups?
Rather than like, you know, we were making remixes and starting to do originals slowly at that time. So we're like, we're not going to release like a mashup every week. That's ridiculous. But we're just like, all right, maybe we'll just put them all together. And then,
And yeah, we had the first one was back in like 2012. And
Wow, it's been that
yeah,
long?
yeah, and you know, it wasn't like anything crazy, but people liked it.
like
you
our
know,
fraternities liked it.
yeah, so we're just like, and it was like fun to make. That was cool from the start. It was cool that like we had different, you know, we had the original songs that would take the most time and put the most energy into, but then we like making remixes, we like making mashups, we like we like doing the social media. So it was fun to kind of have a foot in all these different sort of aspects, and then those were just fun to make. So it didn't, you know, it was like, yeah, let's make a volume 2. And then I think around like double digits, volume 10, 11 was like,
That's when it really started popping.
yeah, that was
but-
like, oh shit, like.
But even like, you know, it was just ramping up. It wasn't like overnight at all.
Yeah, I hear your guys' mixes on like boats and I mean people that have no idea
Super
what
aquatic over here.
what
Yeah.
electronic music is, and
Yeah.
like they pump your guys' shit like
Yeah, like a big
continuously.
fitness people.
Oh yeah, that's
people
funny
that,
world. Like
yeah.
it could be like a pregame or a fitness thing or a boat.
So one question, speaking of, you know, you guys mentioned that it didn't blast off immediately. One question I love to ask, you know, successful people such as yourselves is for the people out there that, you know, are grinding away, aspiring musicians, artists, what's one piece of advice you could give them that you wish you had been given back when you were in their position?
I would say try a lot of different things. You know, see what sticks, but you have to stick with it enough to know, you know, if it's has any adhesive on it. You know, for like us, if we only did one Big Booty mix, like we would have never known. If you did one original, like your first song is not gonna pop. It's just not gonna. So you just have to stay with it, try new things, and then follow like what you like. Because if you don't like it, you're not gonna do it and spend the hours.
And I would say another thing too is just appreciate the little victories. You know, a lot. I would say the vast majority of people we know, including ourselves, like there's really rarely an overnight thing that happens where something just blows up and your whole career changes. It's like, and even if that does happen, there's been years. I know that's kind of a cliche thing, but it's like an overnight success takes years to make. But it's really true. It's like
So true.
Like for us, it was, you know, you get a song on SoundCloud that starts to get some plays. That's huge. Then you get a song on the radio and it's huge. And each of these things that they don't like really change your career all of a sudden, but you just feel the momentum building. And then it's really only when you can like look back on it and be like, you know, you'll literally get like a Instagram reminder on this day 5 years ago, and just be like you playing in a tiny little club and be like, wow, like that's cool that, you know, to see that was, you know, 5 years ago or whatever. So again, it's like really hard to sometimes.
Patience.
You got to be patient and you got to put in perspective that it takes time.
And
So
obviously
like,
work hard.
yeah.
It was all very excellent advice. That was probably the best answer we've received on it.
Well, we try our best.
That said, before we get into the rapid fires and wrap this up, what can we expect from Two Friends for the rest of 2022?
All right, we'll switch off, okay?
If we make it.
All right. We got a lot of new songs coming that have been started now, backlogged
Originals,
in COVID. Ton of
remixes.
originals,
Awesome.
hopefully some remixes, but ton of amazing songs coming.
We're currently been working on it literally today too, was Big Booty Mix Volume 21.
Should be later this
Should be
spring.
in the spring, and got some big things planned for that.
Got some big shows, festivals, branded shows, stuff coming up. Some huge plans for in the fall. We're planning a lot of cool stuff.
I mean, it's been cool. The cool thing was like, COVID was such a go from 100 to 0, but then go pretty much from 0 right back to 100.
Really, more to like 200.
More to
you know?
200.
I was gonna say,
exactly.
you guys
Like-
are blown
like
by.
when we kind
100.
of got the green light of like, all right, it's okay to like
Do shows.
get back out there. It was like we have not looked back since
Yeah.
pretty much last summer. And the stuff we got coming up the rest of the year is gonna be fun. We're
It's almost time to sleep, but not tonight.
almost, but we'll get there. Yeah.
You guys look way in much better condition than I expected. Looking at your tour dates and the grind you guys have been on, I expect you guys to
Yeah.
be like.
I mean, we got a good
trying.
crew with us.
Yeah,
pretty
amazing
much
crew.
Everyone in the crew is like our friends, so it's just fun to hang out and like, the show is exhausting and prepping for the show is,
But it's
is
fun
exhausting, but it's fun and it's like
Rewarding.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like,
I mean, as viewers will see, your guys' show is anything but. I mean, you guys aren't back there twisting knobs the whole night. I mean,
right,
It's
we're,
a-
we
it's
a-
burned some
it's a
calories.
workout
We burned
class.
some calories.
this guy's jumping off the booth. You guys are, lighting stuff off. I mean, it's a hell of a show. One personal question that I have to ask, because I've always wondered this, and I finally have your guys' attention, is what the fuck is your guys' secret to getting all these acapellas? Are you ripping these? Do you have some magic device
There's-
that rips these?
The answer that surprises people is we don't really have like a secret. Like most of them are literally Google, YouTube, SoundCloud. You type in the name of the song, the word acapella. You'll be surprised what you could find. But that will get you most of the way there.
What's your secret after you get this DIY shitty?
The secret for a
distorted
lot of those
acapella?
is then you got to clean them up a little bit. That's where this guy is.
I mean, you guys are unbelievable at it. I hear some of these mashups.
Just
And I'm
gain
like,
automation, take those little things away.
It's
good,
unbelievable.
Good sends, good verbs, good delay. It's hard though. It's not fun. I'll say that.
Part 1B to that is, how do you guys avoid the takedowns?
I
That
feel like
is
they've
a-
actually been. Am I crazy or has it been easier recently?
It seems like you guys get away
Like-
with it.
I don't want to jinx anything. We've
Yeah.
kind of had some.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like we're not selling those mixes, and I think at this point a lot of people are like happy to be included.
You guys made it. I think that's a sign that you made it.
Yeah.
When you're one of
Appreciate it.
those guys that doesn't have to worry about copyrights,
Yeah.
you made it. All right, time for the rapid fires, and I'll let you out of here. First question: before DJing, did you guys have real jobs? If so, what were they?
We had like summer stuff, but we started basically in high school to college, so not really.
Yeah, we had like summer internships. I worked at like a startup tech phone app company thing.
Nice.
I worked interned at a music label and management thing.
Did a lot of dog walking, private tutoring.
Nice.
Baseball coach for 5-year-olds
Were you really? I didn't even
Yeah.
know that. Wow.
at Brentwood.
That's a random assortment of jobs. I like it. Okay. Next question. Most important thing on your rider.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go for yours. Souvenir turtle. He collects turtles, and his collection really gets helped on tour because his suitcase.
Yeah,
does
I
not
know.
get helped.
It used to be my friends would like go on vacation and bring back a turtle for me, but now it's kind of the majority just from these venues, which
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about. But
Others.
you've been a huge fan of the muscle milk lately.
Yeah, I've been trying to get that protein, not for gains, just for health.
We got the wellness shots,
Wellness
like
shots.
the ginger turmeric
That's been
shots.
a big one.
Those are
Veggie
huge.
platters, we love those.
Veggie platter, fruit platter.
We try to stay pretty healthy. Most of the alcohol is not going towards us.
It's hard to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logic or Ableton?
So weirdly, we're on Pro Tools. We just started on it and never really left. But we honestly use Logic for
We use
big booty
Logic for big
mixes.
booty mixes.
We
have
use-
Ableton
We
to
have Ableton.
mess around with
we
every
use
now and then.
honestly everything. So it
Impressive.
But
depends
Pro
for
Tools
what.
is the baby.
But I would say Ableton is the way to go if you're starting.
Blonde or brunette?
Brunette.
Brunette.
Jordans or Yeezys?
I would say I have one pair of
what about,
Jordans,
like-
0 of Yeezys, so by default I got it.
What about 2-year-old
But-
Vans with spray paint splattered all over
I
them?
think those are closer to Yeezys than Jordans. Biggie or Tupac?
That is a hard one. I'd say
Biggie for me.
it used to be Tupac. Growing up, for sure Tupac.
LA
but,
guys.
But, well, yeah, exactly. But now Biggie, I just appreciate more.
I love it. Great answer. Correct answer. Favorite movie?
Ever? Wow, that's so hard.
Good Burger.
Good Burger.
Good Burger and Like Mike.
I
Those
really
are gonna make great clips.
I loved Home Alone. Honestly, 1, 2, and 3. I liked all of it.
The third.
Honestly,
The third one is
that guy
underrated.
is underrated. Don't know that
The
actor.
dude
I know
from-
Macaulay
he's from,
Culkin.
Max
got,
Keebler.
yeah, exactly. Macaulay Culkin got his fame. That guy, he's criminally underrated.
You were stealing the show up until that. That's gonna be controversial take. I'm just being honest. Kanye or Drake?
Kanye up until end of high school. Drake after high school.
Musically,
Kanye, I
Kanye.
lost interest in Kanye after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is like my favorite album. But then I just don't have enough energy to keep up with him anymore.
I think Dante was really
You've been
dope.
watching the show.
Oh yeah, I
also.
just watched that Netflix thing. I'm excited
It's
for the
so
next
good,
one.
isn't
It's
it?
pretty crazy. So Kanye.
Weirdest quirk?
Of each other.
Oh god, yeah. let's name-
actually, why don't you
I mean, this
answer
guy
the
has
other-
so many. Freaking. He has. Okay, I could be on the other side of the plane, and he has the snorts that I just know it's him.
like a sniffle.
Yeah. Like it's such a unique sound that I know it. What else do you do? Oh, you tap your like. If he's in the studio chair, like, and his phone's just here, he'll just like tap it weird, like with his nails, like not paying attention.
Yeah, just hit it. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
weird. It's like
What do
it
you do?
stresses me out. I do a lot of things.
Yeah, but I don't want to put you too hard on blast right now. What have you been doing?
I go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah, that is you pee probably
like 1,000 times a day.
probably in between my 2 pees you will pee 5 times
Probably.
maybe
more.
even more.
What's your secret for mid-set?
You know, it's only happened a couple times for us. It's
I had to do
actually
it. I
been
did it.
him.
That
happened to him last year.
But part of even I pee less, but when I have to go, I have to
It's
go.
the
Big
worst.
stream.
Yeah.
Heavy
It's the
stream
worst.
guy.
So we were in New Orleans at the end of last year, and
There was no backstage bathroom.
and it was like a
He had to
longer
go to
set. It was like a
GA.
2.5 hour long set, and there was nothing I could do. I was just like, we put on a song that had like 2 verses to buy us some time. I'm like, yo, Matt, I promise I'll be back before the next song, and I kept my word. I was back.
You were back.
But and then there were people in the bathroom that like I kind of like pushed them. I'm like, yo, like move, I gotta go. And like, hey man, they're like, oh, what's up? And I posed for a picture with them too.
Yeah.
We have that picture.
While you're pissing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right. Trend you'd like to see disappear forever?
I am not a fan of the take a picture of your meal before you eat it.
I'm not a fan of people in the front row holding up their phone for
Oh,
you to
yeah,
take
that's
Snapchats or
great answer.
Instagrams the
Some-
whole time. It's like
'Cause
your
some of
arm
them
must be
also,
tired.
some of them
Great
they're not even asking anything. They're just like Eli, I know your brother, and like what?
Well,
like
no, that's
no,
with a
because
message.
that. But then it's like, what do you like?
Well, that's just funny. It's like, what do you want me to do about
Right.
it? If it's just, if it's literally their camera, I'm like, have you seen me take one phone? Like, I'll do it at the end, but it's been 45 minutes. Like,
It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's seriously unreal.
the endurance, these arm strength. Some people are amazing.
Cats or dogs?
dogs.
Dogs.
One thing you haven't checked off your bucket list yet.
I want to go to Australia.
I was gonna say more travel. I need to go to Asia, Australia, Antarctica.
I'll go Antarctica. That sounds
Good
fun.
answer. Morning person or night?
Usually morning, but we're kind of forced to be night guys these
Yeah.
days.
We're personally morning, business wise night.
Yeah.
Window seat or aisle seat?
Window. That's why a lot of times airlines will think that we want to sit next to each other.
Fuck no.
And we're just like, yo, put us at windows. We
Yes.
do not care.
I would,
I love it. Favorite Barstool personality?
Tommy Smokes.
I would say
He's been a supporter he hit us up a long time ago, and I like Survivor too.
Well, I
so
gotta
like
go
the Survivor
Dante,
content.
right?
I'm
All right. If
I'm
you're
NA.
neutral, I mean, I really like Tommy too.
Oh,
He's funny.
Tommy's
as
getting
hell.
a lot of love.
Maybe
He's gonna be
I like
so
Mike Rinelli,
disappointed
too.
he wasn't here. That's
Mike Rinelli. Shout out.
Mike Rinelli. Great
Good
answer.
guy.
Great.
These
dude.
are the guys that hit us up early. You know what I mean?
Those are 2 very solid guys. I'm glad that you said their names, but we'd be remiss if we didn't mention TiVo,
Oh,
Oh,
course,
yeah.
our
of course.
camera guy. Harry can attest. He was devastated he couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah.
He was so mad.
But he was in Cleveland. We saw him there.
Oh, yeah. we were hanging.
He did an impromptu interview
Yeah.
because I wasn't able to. He is so proud of it, but I almost flew him here tonight because he wanted to do the show so bad, and he
No,
was
he's a
jealous
great
that Harry
dude.
got to fill in. But
Great dude.
TiVo,
We
Miss
love
you.
you.
we love you, man. We're thinking of you. Guys, I can't thank you enough.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate
This
you.
was awesome.
Thank you guys for having us.
I can't wait
Yeah,
see you
enjoy
blow
the
the
show
roof off
tonight.
this place.
It's gonna be a good night. This can be a big show.
Let's
Good luck
get it.
rest of the tour. Good luck
Thank you.
this summer. I know you got some festivals coming up.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's going to be next
it's gonna be a
level.
big summer. A lot of cool
It's
stuff.
been awesome watching your guys like continued rise.
Appreciate you.
It's
Thank you guys
insane.
for being a part of it, for real.
Dude, it's amazing, and I wish you nothing best. You guys are great guys.
Thank you.
guys.
Two friends, Eli, Matt. Thank you. We're
Appreciate
out.
you guys.
Dude, I am toasted.
I am.
Jeff Gordon.
Oh shit! I got shirts for days. All right, so guide me, but we'll do whatever you want.
We're gonna play a game.
Love it.
Big booty mix, guys. We're gonna play Rate That Booty.
Are we giving before I see? Is it out of 10 or?
Yeah, or what's your rate? It's your scale.
I mean,
You want to get more detailed?
1 cheek, 2 cheeks, 10. You could go like 1.3 cheeks.
one to 10.
We're rating the personality, right?
We'll do the left one first and the right one
They
second.
look like, the one on the left looks like adventurous. One on the right, more like introspective, intellectual.
definitely, she has a dark side. At least like nine personality.
9 cheeks.
Yeah. 9 cheeks of personality.
Cheeks of personality.
All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, that's my tweet. It was new low in life. Can't even get a table for one at Margaritaville.
Was that tonight?
That was tonight.
Oh, did it work out or?
No, I didn't get a table for one at Margaritaville.
Okay, so. Ooh, that's from Tropic Thunder, right?
Great movie.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, it literally says Tropic Thunder. Okay.
it's not as cool. We actually, eventually, our big goal in life is when we branch out of only music, we want to do a big booty mix. And this Booty Sweat is going to be our main competitor.
This is not a real drink though.
I know, but someone's going to
Big booty mix, like it's like a mixed drink.
some
Big booty.
seltzer, whatever. This is who we are really competing with. So I gotta rate the competition low. We're gonna go with 1.
1 cheek. Unreal. Last one.
Ooh.
Oh man. So one of our best friends, his roommate, loves Pirates Booty, and it gets his fingers really nasty.
Yeah, because he licks his
Fucking
fingers.
gross.
Then your finger's wet, so the crumbs even stick to it even more.
But it does taste good, so I'll give it at least
It's a very mediocre. 5, 7, 6.
It's kind of like rude. I would go like a 7.5, 8.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an 8. That's an 8 cheeker.
That's 8 cheeks. I mean,